in this book, like I said, the differences between good and evil are examined. We even touched on uh, classic superhero themes. This is Renegade and his group, the Untouchables. Yeah, I know. Nice setup for you can imagine what's coming next. Well, like I said, they clash with the Alliance of Evil, who are the deadliest villains in the game. The artwork on this was done by Aaron Mead and Anderson Garcia. They did a very nice job on the artwork. Brawl is the evil leader of the Alliance of Evil. Brawl is a character who resembles the Hulk in physical stature and power, but if he had the mind of an evil Lex Luthor. So Brawl is a very, very, very dangerous man. Very dangerous man, as you'll be able to tell in the story. He does a lot of evil things. Like I said, some of these stories aren't for the faint of heart. Character Vulcan. Like I said, the Untouchables, possibly. Possibly. And it's Pin-Up, which later became the actual title of their first book. It was always going to be the title, it's going to be the very first page of their book, and it became the cover of their standalone miniseries, which we did a Kickstarter for not too long ago. This is done by Dodi Ika, who actually is the artist on that book. The first issue has already gone out. Second issue actually is almost done. You're going to be seeing that very soon, very soon. And like I said, you had superhero fare so far. We had science fiction story, intergalactic space opera. We've had a crime noir thriller involving an immortal detective. So we kind of brought it full circle with the character that we call Savior. Once again, I know there's a Savior out there, comic book per se. Ours came in 2009. And this story basically set up who Savior was. Savior is a character who he's a linchpin. He's one of probably the important characters in the Advent universe. If you follow old comics like DC's Spectre from JSA, this character is like the Spectre, meaning he's powerful as all get out, kick ass, but he has a morality about him, and, a sense of good and evil. And this character, of all the other characters, you're probably going to see the most tie-in with theology and things of that nature. Some of the art, and the art on this book was done by Oliver Tria. This was a small story that kind of introduced the character, and basically, as we leave him, it propels into something else. We also have the Hit Squad. Hit Squad is another mature reader's story. Basically, you have the world's deadliest hitmen. They're the highest paid, deadliest hitmen and women on the planet, but they have a secret. The Hit Squad is based on what if the 7 deadly sins of man came to Earth and they were assassins. Yeah, so the Hit Squad, for all intents and purposes, are the 7 deadly sins of man. And in this particular story that introduces them, you see them going on various missions and kills, and you find out who they truly are. Now, this also spun off into its own series, the Hit Squad Zero issue, which was done by Devmaya Pramanik. He's the artist on Image's book Perdicio. Um, he did an amazing job on that book. This also was done by Oliver Tria. Then we have kind of like our flagship character. This is Titan, the Ultraman. Titan, and art is by Federico Zunel, veteran in the industry. Titan is, for all intents and purposes, our most powerful character, but he's a flawed hero. He gets these powers and he realizes, okay, I have to do something with these powers. I can't shirk my duty or shirk my calling. He's a firefighter by nature. And fun fact, Titan is kind of based on me. So it was actually cool because when I started doing the book of Titan, I placed several of my characters in the book who were truly co-workers of mine, fellow firefighters and paramedics. So they all got a kick of being in the comics, and I've continued that through each of the Titan issues in the standalone book as well. But Titan is a character who, because of his flaws, he's at a rough point. He's going through a divorce. He's trying to be with his family, particularly his two young children, but he can't tell anyone he's Titan, and it causes a whole bunch of problems in his family life per se. Titan gets wrapped up into this bigger picture of things. This is the demon Omen. Omen comes to Earth, and he lays havoc to the town where Titan is. It's to a big fight with the demon. And in essence, that's how he meets Savior. And this book actually kicks off part 2, where we've introduced the evil in the universe. Now we'll introduce some of the good in the universe. Because like I said, you can't have evil without good, and vice versa. So, and that was our way of introducing all the different characters we had in mind, the demons, the angels, the good guys, the bad guys. We made into a big book. As you see here, Dirty Ika also did some work. This is the character Jezebel from Rand Darklight and crew. Jezebel is actually on a mission that leads her to Earth, and that kicks off a storyline in a book that we call The Regulators. But more on that later. That comes later. Just want to show you guys a few more pages of story from this. And Pandemonium Evil Incarnate actually closes with the fallen, which are fallen angels or demons or however you wish to call it, coming and conquering Earth. So the demons end up creating a portal, coming to Earth, and basically there's hell on Earth. And we end the book with the coming of the War Guard, and they come in the second half of the story, which is a 100-page giant that we like to call Champions of Hope. So that was our graphic novel. And here is the cover done by Andy Smith, and this was the very first caption or very first masthead of the title years ago. It changed slightly. Comic Craft did a title for us, and it changed slightly. But it's also a picture again of Lucifer. As you notice, he has two different costumes. There's a light side and a dark side. We want to capture the duality of Lucifer as well as the story we were telling. Like I said, we want to tell a story of good and evil, heaven and hell per se, and Lucifer is the perfect character that captures all of that. So he has both aspects within him. He's created in heaven, born of heaven, ruler of hell. So we touch on all kinds of things like that. Like I said, we had some provocative stories we want to tell, and actually, it's what got us noticed, and it also, like I said, was a good and a bad thing. It let us propel our different lines of stories, and we were able to tap not only superhero stories, but out of this one particular book, we were able to branch off titles, a thriller title, we had science fiction title, we had a drama title, we had a religious line of books. So we did a lot of different things based off of this particular one story. And we're going to, if you guys want to, we can dive into Champions of Hope, which will be, like I said, a 100-page giant in our next book review. Please bear with me. I am brand new at doing book reviews. So many of you guys are way more talented